Welcome in. Gentlemen, it's a pretty historic day here at the University of Utah. I'll just start with both of you, just to kind of an opening remark on where we are today and what today really meant for the university and athletics.
Unbelievably exciting day for University of Utah and University of Utah Athletics. We are extremely excited about the trajectory that this both puts athletics on, but also the university. It gives us the freedom to operate, it gives us the freedom to grow, and it gives us the freedom to be excellent.
Mark, for athletics?
Yeah, I share the president's excitement. This is arguably one of the coolest and innovative projects I've ever been a part of. Can't do it without a president like Taylor who leans in and gets excited about this kind of stuff. And so it's been a journey. I feel like we've really made a step forward. Very grateful to our trustees because we're going to get better out of all of this, and that's really cool for the University of Athletic Department going forward.
Let's start here. How's this new venture fundamentally different than a traditional private equity investment?
Well, first off, we maintain majority control of this partnership. So we have a set of partners that are going to come in and they're going to give incredible expertise to an enterprise that's already been running really, really well. Mark commented about the incredible dedication of the individuals in his athletic department. There are also incredible individuals in our auxiliary services group, and they have worked for years to maintain the incredible excellence that is the University of Utah and University of Utah Athletics brand. This consolidated entity will give those same individuals a lot more focus and a lot more ability to be creative in terms of enhancing the alumni experience, the student experience, and the fan experience.
Mark, we're entering such a new era in collegiate athletics. A lot of what we've talked about is new, cutting edge. People are looking for new innovations. This new strategy, how is it maybe a little bit different than what you've seen implemented at some other universities across the country?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not knowing every detail of what colleagues are doing out there in the athletic space. We've certainly seen a lot of companies developed outside. We have not seen a strategic partner, an operating partner, come in the way that we've done today. And I want to get back to the question that you asked the president. I mean, for me, private equity, is something that if you don't really dig in and study, you might have, perceptions about it that aren't positive. And for me, I felt like if this was all just about cash, well, we could have figured that out and, maybe taken some loans and just collect debt and be great for the next people, right? I mean, that doesn't seem to, the president doesn't want us to operate that way. And so finding operators, who consist of the former president of the Browns and worked for Padres and the Cowboys and even created a firm called Legends, which is one of the worldwide leaders now in ticket analysis and corporate sales and everything like that. So to have that group with us, along with some capital, which is very important, to merge with the great things that we're doing here, just allows us to be really great, to flourish, in my opinion, in this chaotic time. We have partners now to help us through that.
We've kind of buried the lead here. The partner is Otro. And as Mark hinted, they've got a lot of experience in this area. Why are they the right partner right now, President Randall?
You start with what is their expertise and what are they truly as an enterprise? They are business builders. They are brand builders. They have done it over and over and over again. They are creative individuals. They like the values of our brand, right? We like their values and the way they operate. Those are the things that you vet when you're looking for a partner, and we're really comfortable where we are with Otro Capital.
I know you guys have been asked this question, but what is it that Otro brings that maybe the University of Utah can't do on its own?
Well, I think that what they do is they augment the things that we're doing now in a group of professionals that have been some have been in the collegiate space, by the way, in their careers, but a majority of them have been in the professional space. And so they'll come into our ever-changing atmosphere, environment where we're now directly paying students and all of that entails, and create this company that can, maybe be held accountable in different ways, right? Because we're all pulling in the same direction. We're all incentivized to pull in that direction, and really just build an entity, or I should say a new company that really can help manage things in a more profound way. I will also say, Bill, with name, image, and likeness being so important, right? We're very proud to be at the top of the revenue share distribution in terms of the cap that's allowable. But now we're mixing in professionals to merge with a team that is really gaining progress, so that student athletes that come to Utah that we're recruiting are going to say, no, wait a second. I'm going to be intermixed with a group that has worked for the Cowboys, worked for the Browns, worked for the Padres. I could go on and on and on. That's going to be really helpful for me if he or she is interested in having that as a part of their experience to join brands that are part of the university. And so that's really exciting for me too.
I'm sure this question's been asked a bunch, but I'll ask it again. What's the financial commitment from Otro with the University of Utah?
Yeah, we're not going to get into specific numbers because it's in the first part of the new year that we'll actually have the deal closed, and we actually don't know the answer to that. But they're going to bring equity capital as an investment, as well as other supporters and foundations affiliated with the University of Utah. Again, this is a platform for us that we can go out and access capital time and time again when we need it. And I think in this dynamic environment of sports and needing to invest in arenas and stadiums, this gives us some flexibility to access capital that hasn't been accessible before.
So, Mark, a couple of scenarios here. I think the university could sit and do nothing and see what plays out, or you could enter into this new kind of world and this new partnership. What financial problems are we solving by doing something rather than just kind of staying put?
Well, I think there's the here and now. I mean, we've been real proud through the great work of so many people in department, and as Taylor mentioned, the ticket buyers and our donors to be able for, up teen amount of years to be able to stay hold and build reserve. Well, those days have come to an end. When you add 20.5 and a 4% increase going forward, that's a pretty big hit to an industry. So it certainly solves kind of a near issue that we've been dealing with without going and knocking on his door to raise student fees or pull away incredible resources from the amazing aspects of this university. So that's great. The long term is the ability to take our current revenue streams and really do a lot of creative things that improve the fan experience, but also allow us to generate more revenue going forward. So that's the part I'm most excited about, but it certainly solves two different issues. And I mean, I'm still going to knock on your door. I mean, it's going to happen about various issues, but at least this is now solutions to be able to manage this stuff.
There's really no way to stay put in today's day and age of collegiate athletics, is there? The status quo isn't really going to be acceptable for anybody, is it?
I think those affiliated with the University of Utah Athletics should view this as we actually intend to increase the speed of change.
So what does this partnership look like with this new partner, Otro, that's coming on board? What's the structure look like? What's the governance look like? How do you guys maintain control with this outside partner?
Yeah, well, I want to hit on something. You said governance, and that's really, really important. And I think if there's any message that I can send, is that governance remains with all our sports, all our operating rhythms of the department, like I said, in terms of how our students are treated at the very top level. That all remains with athletic director and all of the various leadership in the department. That's really, really important. Coaching changes, any of those kind of things all resides with how it's always been. We also maintain control over the entire enterprise in some ways, because as chair of the board, I will have the opportunity to work closely with the team of Utah Brands and Entertainment to make sure that our brand is being utilized in the very best possible way. So there's a lot of different contractual things. We're still working on all that, but the governance is very important. We think we've got a great partner, and we'll continue to work great with them, but we do have the leverage to make sure governance was extremely important. If we didn't have that kind of locked in place, we wouldn't be sitting here today. So that's very important. To your question about the organization, there will be a new company, and as such, it will have the various different elements surrounding revenue generation. There will be pockets of people in that, led by pockets of people, and we go forward. Development, advancement will not be in that. That will continue to be housed in the athletic department. We're still got tremendous needs for scholarship and all of that, and we'll continue to be working with that. But outside of development, the rest of the revenue generation will lie in Utah Brands and Entertainment.
We've talked a lot about the impact on athletics and the student athlete, but this new entity and this new partnership is going to have a direct impact for the fans and the fan experience too, isn't it?
Yeah, I think as we've developed this partnership, particularly over the last 2 to 3 months, we've spent a lot of time thinking about the investments that this new company is going to make in the fan experience. And I think in in the coming months, you're going to hear announcements that are going to make you all excited, right? Because we now have resources to do some things we haven't been able to do in the past.
So as we look at this partnership, how does this, Mark, relieve a little bit of stress, a little bit of pressure on fans, on students, on donors as you enter this new phase with Utah Brands and Entertainment?
Well, the first thing is we're going to be really diligent in communication, right? This is not easy for everyone to understand, and so we're going to do town halls, which we found a lot of success in previous big initiatives. You know, when NIL came online, we did a lot of different work. We're going to follow that because I really think it's important to myself and my senior team to really explain what's going on and how we're bringing in partners. It's just private equity. If you stop there, you're missing the bigger picture. Bringing in partners that I think can really assist. And I think, you know, one of the things I love in talking to them is their focus on the fan experience, right? You know, I think one of them said to me, you know, they were one of the highest customer surveyed of the fan base at Cleveland, and they were one of the most profitable. So they mixed that well, and they averaged about 3 or 4 wins a year while they were there. Nothing against the Browns, but that's the reality of it. And so what that tells me, wins and losses are going to happen because the other guys practice too, I always like to say. But what can be consistent is how people's experience can resonate. And I think we do a lot of really great things there, but I know we can get better.
The three of us travel a lot for what we do for work, and we see different brands in different places. And I think all of us, wherever we go, know that this brand, the University of Utah brand, is a strong brand. It's become not just a regional brand, it's become a national, the international brand in a lot of ways. So how will this new partnership maybe even strengthen and enhance this Utah brand?
Yeah, you know, athletics has always been one of the, I don't know, you want to call it the tip of the spear of the University of Utah brand. We will be making companion investments from the university side as this brand develops, right? We actually think this will accelerate the notoriety, the innovativeness of the University of Utah brand. And to me, that's actually the part that we probably haven't talked about enough, is the fact that you're going to see some sizzle that we have not seen yet from the University of Utah brand.
Can you hint at any of the sizzle?
Yeah, everybody's going to get a pair of red socks for the first game.
What about some frames?
I am always open to new frames, but I'm not sure you'd look good in these.
I'd give it a look if I needed them. Luckily, right now, I don't need those frames. So I guess we'll wind it up with this right now. What's the timeline? What are we looking at as a timeline for this partnership to come together, for the implementation, for kind of the ball to get rolling here on campus?
Yeah, there's a financial deal that gets closed the first part of 2026. We will start, however, bringing and transitioning individuals into the new organization, also kind of first quarter of 2026.
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, from the operational side, that's the work that really we'll get going today. You know, great folks having great conversation about the work they're currently doing being really lifted in this process. So we'll begin having a lot of those conversations in the department today. As the president said, you know, there's still some contractual things to work out, but we're also in the middle of an arena season, as I like to say, and a lot of work going ahead. So everyone's going to be operating as usual as we go through the transition process, and I really do look forward to really spending time with a lot of people explaining what we've done today. It's groundbreaking, and it's just going to be fabulous for the University of Utah.
Mark, Taylor, thank you so much for sitting down with me, enlightening us just a little bit. I always like to say it's a great day to be a Ute. Some days are better than others. This is a great day.
It's a fantastic day. We're leading change, Bill.
Thank you so much, and thank you for watching. Go Utes.
You are good.